So, mute. Okay, so we're about to start our unicorn battles, another unicorn battles, AI unicorn battles in Europe. And I'm very excited to pass the words to Anna, who is the CEO of Unicorn Battles, and who will tell us more about the organizers and the group of companies.
Thank you, Marina. And yes, we are finally discovering the AI industry in Europe. And I really, really hope that we will have some really wonderful pitches today. And this unicorn battle is happening thanks to our sponsors, platinum sponsor, Network VC California Seed Fund, our golden sponsor, Silicon Valley Syndicate Club, and our silver sponsor, Pre-Acceleration Program, Sci-Fi. I would like to remind everyone that you are present at the world's largest startup pitch competition 2020 by geography and the number of the events held already this year. The winner of today's online unicorn battle will participate in the Unicorn Cup, the finals, on November 20th. It will be a great happening with lots of VCs, prominent startups, famous people. So please mark the date, November 20th. It will be online because we care for your safety. So you can stay at home and log in and be a part of this great event. It is the second season of our Unicorn Cup, and you by this time already know that besides the live pitches, we have our expo. That is startups from any country of the world can promote their startup, expose whatever they do, their innovation, their services to our worldwide audience, directly interfere with all the participants of our cup. So if you're interested, please contact me or our event managers and we will tell you some more. This season, we are doing the vertical Unicorn Cup. That is in 4 industries. We are looking for the best startups in 125 countries of the world, almost everywhere. We are going the enormous number of the applications and only the best ones get to pitch live in 4 categories: health tech, fintech, AI, and general industry agnostic battles. So if you are a startup and would like to take part in our battles, please see the upcoming battles. Girls, please post the links in our chat and become a part of this great event. We are also welcoming partners and sponsors to support us wherever you are. Please contact us because we believe that the best things in the world are happening when the right people are by your side. And I would like to introduce to everyone us, who we are. We are the smart ecosystem of online platforms and software solutions that unite startups, investors, business angels, experts, and professional scouts in a single business space that makes it possible to solve quickly and efficiently almost any task in the field of innovation and startups. The heart of our ecosystem is Startup.Network. It's a marketplace for startups, businesses, investors, and service providers. Unicorn Battle is the oldest part of our ecosystem. Unicorn Battle is an open competition where startups pitch for private investors and venture funds. We had been all over the world with our battles, but still there are many more places. So if you haven't seen us in your city, we haven't scouted in your region, please contact us and we will be there with you. We had done more than 220 battles already over the 11 years, have been to enormous number of countries already and going all over the world. And we are doing a really good job finding extraordinary startups and inviting best investors and representatives of the VC funds, because our winners, as you can see, had managed to raise already more than 100 million, and our VC community had grown to 500 and more people. our sci-fi pre-acceleration program is also you should check out because we grant funds and services to the startups. Selected startups, help them to relocate to the United States and help them to apply to top American accelerators. The most recent part of our family is a network VC fund with two current strategies. First one, to participate as an investor in our pre-acceleration program for the chosen startups. And the second one, to be a lead investor in our Silicon Valley Syndicate Fund. And I would like to introduce you to my wonderful colleague, Julia, who will help you to understand what Silicon Valley Syndicate Fund is about. Julia?
Hi to everyone. My name is Julia Prisezhnuk. I'm Investor Relations Director of Silicon Valley Syndicate Club. We give an opportunity for private investors and business angels to invest together with us into the best startups that we can find through our global ecosystem. It is an international club. We are officially registered in the USA. Closed club meetings are held online 1 or 2 times a month. Contact me directly if you are interested to know about the club. I will send my contact to the chat. Good luck to everyone today.
Thank you, Julia. And please also meet my colleague, Natalie, who will tell you about the opportunities for the VCs. Natalie.
Thank you, Anna. Hello, everybody. Glad to see you here today. VC House is an invitation-only online community and a network created exclusively for VCs, where they can exchange deals which they participate in as active investors. And what is more, will be a platform for specialized offline LPGP events where family offices and institutional investors can meet VC funds. If you have any question about VC House or would like to join VC House, please don't hesitate to contact me directly. My contact details will be in the chat. And now I'd like to return the floor to Marina, who is the host for today's event. Marina?
Okay, great, Natalie, Anna, Julia, thank you so much. So now we're proceeding to our agenda and first our partners. So many thanks to our amazing partners who are supporting us all the time, regularly. We have also some new partners who are coming on board. And of course, GSD Venture Studios and Gary Folder and Brandpreneurs, Iran High, Tupan, Mindspace, always supporting us in Germany. And Global Israeli Initiative, because today we're having also Israeli startups. Clean from the US, Hub for Zero from Ukraine, and Sunrise. So thank you so much. We're always making our events much more interesting and much more powerful. So what we're having today in terms of our agenda, after the organizers part, we are having the jury introduction. So all juries will have their time to present themselves up to 1 minute, so you can tell everything everything about you, like what size of the fund, what is the check, what industries you invest, what stage you invest, and anything else you would like to share. After the jury introduction, we will switch to pitching part, and after the pitching part, straight after the last startup, we will find out the winner. So please stay tuned until we announce the winner. And of course, after the winner is announced, we're having amazing networking part. So I'm very excited to present our juries. We're having a lot of juries, and all of them are published on our website. Thank you so much for joining us today. We appreciate it a lot. And I would like to, I would like to actually start the the jury introduction, right? And I would like to pass a word to our Alexander Soroka.
Hello, Marina.
Hi, Alexander.
Our seed fund usually invests from 50 to 250K, and we prefer to invest in the startup which are located in US or Europe, and we are industry agnostic. Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you
on
so
board,
much, Alexander. Alexander is the founder. Alexander is the founder of Startup.Network. He's always on board. He's always with us. And I'm wondering, Gary's with us. Gary?
Sure. I'm here. So I'm Gary Fowler, and I'm an investor and I'm a serial entrepreneur. You know, I've been lucky enough to be involved in 2 unicorns. So I was on the original management team at Click Software, which was sold to Salesforce for $1.3 billion 14 months ago. And also a little less than 4 years ago, I started a company called Eva with David Yang from Russia. One of the billionaires. That company is near unicorn status today. I am the CEO and president of GSD Venture Studios. We are an AI venture studio, and we curate AI companies that are interested in going global, and we help them through Series B. I also have a fund that 2 funds deployed, and a 3rd fund is being raised. It's a $100 million impact fund out of Atlanta, Georgia. So I'm in Silicon Valley. We love AI. Contact me if you have any questions. Thank you very much, Marina.
Thank you very much, Gary. And again, amazing background with grand piano. I was enjoying last time, so who would like to proceed with introduction?
Maybe Roman. Oh yeah, come on, Aristos. Yeah.
Sorry, Anna.
No problem.
I'm very pleased to be here today. I'm particularly interested in AI and data, etc. So my name's Aristos Peters. I'm in the UK. I belong to an angel network in the south of the country. I'm also involved in the early stage VC community. And I've done a lot of everything to do with early stage investment and startups. So I think that's it. Looking forward to today. Hope it goes well. Well done.
Thank you, Ristos.
I can go next.
Hi.
Hi, I can go next. This is Roman. Can you hear me all right?
Yeah, we hear you quite well.
Very good. So my name is Roman, and I come from ICU Ventures. Thank you very much, guys, for having us today. We enjoy the format, and you know, looking forward to great pitches today. We're based in Kiev, Ukraine, and London, UK. Actually, focus our investments in the companies that have some relationship to Eastern Europe, but keep 70% of that portfolio, with the 30% being global. We invest at late seed round A, anything from 200 to $1 million into one story. And as I said, wishing luck to all the pitches today and looking forward to hearing.
Thank you, Roman.
I can continue.
Hi.
Hi, this is Johan from...
This is Switzerland, right?
Exactly, it's Switzerland. My name is Johan Olsson. I represent Topan. Topan is focused on assisting entrepreneurs to grow and scale their businesses in companies that are focused on social impact. And we call it triple E values. And that means economical, ecological, and ethical values within the companies. So we are not an investor, but we work side by side with entrepreneurs from seed, Series A. Some companies we have followed from seed round until they are public and are active in different activities within the board and the management team. Thank you.
Thank you so much, and thank you for supporting us as a partner. So.
Right, if nobody is going, then I would go, I guess.
Yeah, pretty go.
Good evening from India. Thank you. Good evening from India again. This is Preeti Chaudhary. I'm the founder of LinkedIn Local India and the head of investments, partnerships and alliances at InfoPrest LLP. Our check size is $25K to $150K, sector agnostic. always on the lookout for good startups. Thank you, Team Startup Network, for having me back. It's great to see Frederick and Jordan and everybody else here. All the best to everybody participating today. And I'm looking forward to hearing all the exciting pitches. Thank you very much. And my details are in the chat box. Happy to connect on LinkedIn and help you with anything India. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Preeti.
Thank you, Preeti. I can go after you here. And hi, Anna and Marina. Thanks again for inviting me to this super exciting event. It's always a great pleasure to see all the judges again and the exciting startups. My name is Frederick Took. I'm from Denmark, Copenhagen, working for Maersk Drilling. Where I'm head of innovation scouting. So we are out looking for startups to both co-create with and to invest in. And even though we are in oil and gas, we're also looking very broad to sustainability, where we, for instance, now have working together with startups within carbon capture and storage and fuel emission reductions and other interesting areas for the future. So looking forward to hearing some really good pitches today again, because it's always really high-class startups on the event. So excited to be here today. Thanks.
Thank you, Frederick. And yeah, we have amazing startups as always.
Good afternoon. Probably I'm going to continue. Thank you, Anna. Thank you, Marina, for inviting us, Quota Partners Digital. I'm head of IR of Quota Partners Digital. We are located in Kiev. We are venture capital funds, but we act as a venture builders. Means that we are investing not only money, but also our business expertise into the young projects. Our sector and our interest mostly in deep tech, in IT innovations and fintech, but of course we open to consider all the projects. And thanks a lot for thanks everyone for having us, and looking forward to consider new pitches.
Thanks, Regina, and great you found time to join us.
Hi, Marina, I can go next if you want.
Hi, sure. We're looking forward.
Thank you very much for the invitation again. Once again, I think we are going to see very nice pitches, and this time it's all over from Europe, as far as Israel, Ukraine. This is another, I think, event that we are going to find good AI companies, and I'm looking forward to hear them one by one. And we are a startup company, startup venture, initial venture capital, looking for early stage of startups from 50,000 to 600,000 euro, and mainly on AI. And now we put fintech to our second layer of interest. Thanks again to Alexander, Anna, and the team inviting us for this wonderful event.
Welcome.
Thank you so much. And I see Ruchi. Ruchi.
Hi.
Morning to the US.
Good morning. I'm in Dubai right now, so it's evening here. I'm in the Middle East right now. So.
Okay.
Yeah, hi, I'm Dr. Ruchi Dana. I'm a medical doctor and a Stanford MBA, and I represent our own family office, Dana Group here in Dubai. And we invest mainly in the healthcare sector. And I'm really excited about this unicorn battle today, because I can see a lot of talent that's coming out of Europe recently. And in fact, today I was at the VC summit as well, British Venture Capital Association Summit, and I saw the kind of returns that Europe shows. It's really amazing. I'm really looking forward to this. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ruchi.
Maybe I can, well, go ahead, Peter.
Yeah. Okay. Hey guys, everyone, welcome to Startups and Judges. Good to see you again. Thank you, organizers. This is always a great event. I'm Peter Honika. I'm a venture partner in R3i Ventures, based out of Singapore, but with the operations in Europe, specifically Luxembourg and also Silicon Valley. We're focusing on the deep tech, health tech, anything that has to do with technology in those areas, but also in the fintech. Launching the House of MedTech in Luxembourg. We'll be also launching House of Deep Tech in Luxembourg, with first cohort being cybersecurity. So A lot of going on. Looking forward to the startup pitches, and always interested to hear more about AI. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Peter.
Cool. So then I'll go next. Hi, everybody. My name is Dennis Krippenstein. I'm the MD for Faraday Venture Partners. We are a pan-European network of private investors based out of Munich, Madrid, and Lisbon. And we are sector agnostic, invest pretty much into anything that has at least some kind of revenue and is already live with a product on the market. And we invest usually something between 250 and 500 in the first round. So I'm really, really excited to see the pitches today. Thank you.
Thank you, Dennis.
Everyone, I can go next. Thank you very much, Marina, for inviting me. I must admit that these events keep getting better and better. Yeah, from London, yes. So I represent Pretium Ventures. It's a seed stage and Series A venture firm. We invest as small as 100K all the way up to 2 million. We're very interested in AI application across B2B, tech and future work. We're looking to add a couple of investment in the AI space by year end. So I'm very much looking forward to hear all the pitches. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Hello. I'm Massimo Fasoli. I'm representing Sequitur Capital. We are based in Italy and US. We are investing in deep tech space from seed up to Series A. We are using club deals, leveraging our network of high net worth individual and family offices. Our ticket ranges from 250K up to 2 million. We are looking to companies producing software technology and with a B2B business model.
Okay, great, Massimo. Thank you.
Hi, can I go next?
Sure. Hi, Hisham.
Hi, Anna. Hi, Maria. Thank you, Amin, for the invitation. So, hi, everybody. My name is Hisham Zreik. I'm CEO of Fasta Capital. So, we are an online incubator based out of UAE in Dubai. We operate globally. We have several programs. One of them is becoming the technical co-founder. So, in that program, we invest half of the money. We do the whole technical development per equity basis. We have already more than 20 startups that are graduated. We have one exit. We have helped more than 400 startups. Of course, most of them are based out of the MENA region. Most of them are based out of US, Canada, and Europe. We are stage agnostic, country agnostic, and industry agnostic. We invest usually from pre-seed funding up to Series A. Our ticket size is between 50K to 2 million per startup. I'm also an angel investor, and I was ranked as one of the top 50 angel investors according to Forbes 2018. I'm glad to be here. I wish everybody best luck. There are now a lot of familiar faces. I would like to say hi to Gary, hi to Rushi. Glad that we have all of these exciting people. So hopefully, we will be enjoying our time for the next 3 hours. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for joining us.
I can volunteer for next. Hi. I'm Owen Reynolds from Xbond Capital. Thanks so much for setting this up. It's always good to have events to kind of replace the personal or in-person events, but so it's good to get a chance to meet everybody. And Xbond is based in Luxembourg. And Peter, I'll follow up. It's not very often to meet other investors from Luxembourg because it's a relatively small place. But we invest across Europe, US, and Israel in deep tech and not so deep tech, but even our not so deep tech companies always have an AI component or are heavily reliant on data and algorithms. And we invest across a lot of different sectors, but the one unifying theme is that we stick within the UN Sustainable Development Goals. So feel free to ping me if you want to know how we do that.
Thanks, Owen. So anybody else wants to take the floor still?
Good morning, this is Jordan.
Oh, Jordan, we missed you.
No, you did not miss me, and don't worry about the noises in the back. I've woke up with the roosters, so if you can hear them, you can hear the roosters crowing in the back. I'm Jordan, I'm in Silicon Valley Venture Group, also part of Scorpion Capital. Thanks for having me, good to see all of you, especially you, Regina, from Kiev. We invest in early stage companies, pre-A, and seed and angel. We're industry agnostic. Our focus is on what we say, improve the human condition. So we work on B2B, B2B2C, enterprise software, mostly focused on anywhere from $300 to $3 million round sizes, check sizes up to 300,000. And our model is to integrate and work with as many investors that want to join our effort as possible, formally and informally. So thanks a lot. And for you guys pitching today, make it work. I'm waking up at 6 in the morning for you. Make it work, please.
Thank you, Jordan. We actually don't hear the roosters, but we believe the roosters is in the Silicon Valley, right?
Yeah,
Maybe
yeah.
AI roosters, AI new generation of roosters. Who knows?
Jarmo, you can go ahead. We can hear you.
Okay. Hi all. Jarmo Haapalainen from Finland. As you maybe know, most of the investments coming out of Finland compared to GDP in EU. So we have a lot of buzz here about the startup world. I'm coming from the Startup Capital. We have a first round 3 million, second round 7.5 million as a 550 million euro fund stated in Luxembourg, but the home is basically in New York, looking for scale-up companies from EU to US markets. At the same time, I'm a venture partner here in Nordics and working a lot with the Nordic companies and using my networks for being an angel investor in several projects, around about 40, 50 Finnish high-tech, deep tech AI companies at the moment. Nice to be here with you again. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Hello, do you hear me well?
Yes.
Yeah.
I can go next. Glad to meet you all.
Yeah.
Yes, Pavel, Russia, Moscow. Glad to meet you all. Thank you for inviting me. My name is Pavel. I'm from PwC Russia, Moscow, and I'm in charge of our corporate acceleration program for startups and scale-ups. We are focusing on B2B startups in different areas: cybersecurity, data science, AI, online learning, RPA, IoT, also AR/VR. So actually we are a global brand with regional identity and local spirit, and Russia has a considerable number of incubators, accelerators, a large number of private investors. So we operate in a well-developed market. And we help startups, scale-ups, unicorns worldwide with mentoring, scaling, and matchmaking to our clients. And no matter what time zone you're in, we can find someone to work with. Thank you, and I wish good luck for the teams.
Thank you very much, Pavel. Anybody else wants to jump in?
I guess you're the next, Marina.
Okay, I'm the next then. I'm jumping. Okay, so I would like to remind our juries that you have received your personal voting links on your email. So you are clicking the voting link and you will open the landing page of our event. And then you can scroll down and you will see all the startups in the order that they are going to be pitched today. And you can read startups from 1 to 5, where 5 is the highest mark. We are evaluating their investment potential. So the criteria is investment potential. 5 means the highest investment potential. If somebody doesn't find their voting links, please use the chat or use my email, and Alexander's support will send you your personal voting link. Also, all our visitors and guests today can also have their right to vote and pick up the startup they like the best. So just go to our landing page, just log in and use likes, thumbs up buttons to evaluate startups which you like. And then in the end, we will find some startups which got the highest, the biggest number of likes from our visitors. So I know that we have a lot of angel investors who are present today with us also, and they are silent, but they are with us, and so they can take their opportunity to vote also. I'm very happy to present our startups. And I would like to remind that according to some legislation, we cannot mention any particular fundraising sums and fundraising figures and numbers. So if you would like to proceed with the dialogue about fundraising, so it's better to do in the chat and contact startups later. And as you all know, we will select the winner today, straight away after the last startup finishes pitching. And the winner will take place in the finals, in the global finals. Today we have the European battle, and then we will have the global finals in November. Okay, so now I'm very excited to present startup number one. Startup number one is an artificial intelligence solution for speech analytics. And the name of startup is NeoSound. And I'm excited to invite Dennis. Dennis, hi. We see you.
Hi, Marina. Yeah, nice to see you. Hope you can see my screen and myself.
Yes, everything works fine.
Great. Ready?
Yes, I'm putting the timer.
Cool. 30 million phone calls are conducted daily by call centers in Europe. If these calls were sent to your mailbox on your phone, that would take you 170 years to listen to all of them. Many calls are recorded, but the contents of them are still a black box for the companies, because no one can listen to and review 170 years of recorded messages every day. Quality managers spend more than a third of their time on listening to the calls for the quality purposes. And yet they still only have time to listen to 1% of the calls. 99% of calls never get listened to or analyzed. And they contain valuable information that, if captured, would lead to 30% increase in sales and customer satisfaction, a 25% rise in customer retention, increased compliance, hugely reducing the risk and litigations that cost company millions and harm brand reputations. That's a potential for the European market of 69 billion euros each year. NeoSound lets you capture that value. My name is Dennis, and I am the CEO and co-founder of NeoSound. I am joined by Andrew, an expert in machine learning. And together we've developed a SaaS infrastructure that sits on top of all recorded calls. It provides speech analytics for call centers to tackle the aforementioned issues. For 15 years, we have been building software for enterprises. Those enterprises are lacking control over the most basic output, conversations with customers. Things such as fraud by callers, low customer service satisfaction, false advice and wrongful communication, risk management and compliance. Using NeoSound, you can avoid all these. Martin is a call center manager at an insurance company in Munich. He manages a team of 12 call center agents. He listens to 15 hours of call recording each week. He spends half a day listening just to find out that there was nothing interesting in any call. That is boring and exhausting exercise. Now imagine Martin could immediately jump to the interesting moments in the conversation, when the customer begins to curse, when the agent cannot reply questions, when the deal is closed or when the deal is lost. In the same half a day, Martin could have had 30 relevant insights instead of 0. That's what NeoSound delivers, the exact point in time where calls are relevant, heated, or on edge. For all the calls, not just 1% of them. For Martin, this is a game changer. He has confidence that he can easily find the recording, listening, and act on it. He will never miss the compliance risk that will cost company millions. Martin knows where improvements are required, where critical situations wait, and where the agents actually doing a great job. There are 4 million call center employees in Europe. We already worked in Germany, the Netherlands, Italy, Baltics. We're in the discussion with a large corporation in Latin America that employs over 20,000 call center agents. Dear investors, you're able to be part of our exciting journey. Join us and let's build an innovative SaaS business and scale it across global market. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you so much. And any questions? 3 minutes of questions.
Yeah, I'll go straight in. Hi, thank you for that. So it's an obvious application for AI, so I can understand that. Can I ask, in terms of your progress, where you are today? You mentioned 4 countries, 4 territories where you're doing something. Forgive me if I've missed it. Are you in revenues? Is this pre-revenues? Whereabouts are you actually?
Thank you for the question. Yes, we have early revenue. It's not big, but so mostly when I was talking about countries and customers, that was about pilot projects. So now we are working on converting pilots into longer term cooperations. Did I answer your question? Thank you.
How many languages do you support at this point?
We support all European languages.
How do you differentiate from the?
I'm sorry. How many languages is that?
I cannot say because. Yeah. So we combine different engines. I can say that we did pilots in English, Dutch, German, Latvian, Lithuanian, Russian, Estonian, and I think, yeah, and Spanish.
Very quick one. How do you differentiate yourself with the 10 existing solutions that offer exactly the same product?
Right. So if we take 2 characters or 2 main features of speech analytic solutions, then on the one hand, this is speech to text. This is what people say. On the other hand, this is how they say that. This is the emotional or acoustic part. So machine learning model that we have does not have to understand the language in order to comprehend that person is happy or angry. So we have this emotional part, and this combination is pretty much rare. So not so many companies have both speech to text and acoustics.
And what's your accuracy in percentage?
When we talk about accuracy of speech to text, then it is between 80 and 90%. When we talk about emotions, then it is the target is 80%. It is a little bit harder because this is like subjective and not easy to measure also.
Okay, cool.
I have a question regarding your go-to-market strategy. Do you aim to go for industry verticals or geographic regions to roll out step by step?
Based on our historical experience, it seems that it makes sense to go to geography more than industries. So currently I'm located in Munich, Germany, and therefore I approach the companies located here also and around. Since we did pilots in insurances, telecoms, and retail, so there is no such strong need to, I don't see at least, the strong need to focus on some particular industry, or we focus on the industries that have call centers.
And the geographies that you target in the next 12 months, will that be the DACH region, or how do you see that?
Right, that's a DACH region, first of all. And then we're also looking at the United States market as a potential, but a little bit longer term,
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have I understood correctly that you are still pre-revenue? Yep.
Early revenue.
Sorry?
Early revenue.
Early revenue, okay.
What is early revenue? We asked you twice. Give us an answer.
It's like 10-15 euros, 1,000 euros monthly, just it is not repeated because it is pilots. So.
Other than money, what else do you need from a group like this group?
Of course, business development support. Ideal investor would be, well, okay, we are looking for investor, and then ideal investor would bring not only money, but also help in promoting product and service in the network of the companies in the industry.
Can you be a bit more specific so we know what we're looking for?
Yeah, if you have connections in industries that have call center, that can be insurance, that can be financial institutions, then that would be beneficial. Telecom also.
If you have a chance, reach out to me. I have a company you may want to pair with. They have something that can complement your services.
Thank you. Will do. I will connect you and contact you on the platform.
Thank you very much. Time is up. So I'm excited to invite the next startup. This startup is from Belarus. Jimmy Jan, or please correct me the spelling, and Artem, hi. Tell us more about your startup, please.
Hello, great to be there. Let me please show information about my startup.
We see you, we hear you.
Yeah, I'll try to hide it. Okay, so can you hear?
Yes, let's
and
go.
see. Okay, let's go. Hi there, and welcome to Jimmy Jan presentation. It's about new level of game streaming with analyzing and new type of native advertisement. All data from games and streams just disappear every day. So for example, in some shooter, how would we analyze not just the kill counter, but the way of how the player did the kills? We got the solution. We're going to solve these problems with an AI system which can watch a stream like a human, noticing and storing all important data about everything happening on the stream. The project has no streamer limit in design. We can create any task and track who first in the world reaches a task goal. Also, we could integrate advertisement in video, not overlapping stream content and not being annoying to the viewers as banners. Speaking about the project, the first version of Jimmy Gan is launched. We're currently analyzing only one game. User can start analysis of his stream with detecting statistics, skill counts, and some other. All important data is stored and available for the user. We are storing the history of the past streams also. Number of gamers in the world is growing every year and exceeded 2.5 billion this year. We can see the same rapid growth in counts of streamers and viewers. We estimate market size by total hours of streams that watched by viewers. And for example, if we make at least 1% of Twitch streams pass through our analytical service, it will be more than 100 of millions analyzed hours in a year. First, in our business model, we are freemium for the users. So we provide some additional features for premium streamers. Second, we are integrating ads in videos, some highlights videos or streams natively on the fly. And finally, we are sharing the unique aggregated data about games and how people prefer to play. Our adoption strategy, we're going to attract users with different tournaments, ratings, automatic videos, best moments recording, new tasks, and so on. Speaking about the competition, while other systems are analyzing only game logs, Jimmy Gan is analyzing actual game, what humans see. So Jimmy Gan is real-time able to give human-like estimates like aggressiveness and so on, and doesn't depend on logs availability. My name is Artem Shekh. I'm developer and data scientist. My co-founder is Sergey Sevruk. He's a DevOps engineer. We are fundraising right now. We already started analyzing one game. With money, we are going to start a freemium model, add 6 more games and tournaments in 6 months. And in 12 months, we are going to integrate ads in videos and streams and selling data for other businesses. Our estimated revenue is 25 million over 18 months. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Artem. Questions and answers.
Thank you for the presentation. The question is, what is the three solutions for the problems that you are solving for your customers?
Good questions. Thank you very much. At first, we are already analyzing what's happening on the game. So we are already ready to get the statistics, we storing the data about what's happening, and we give some tasks. For example, speaking about what we're already doing, the task is tracking 10 kills in 25 minutes. So for example, 100 or 1000 of players could start playing in all of the worlds, and we are analyzing them on the cloud. this is what we are doing right now, tracking who do the best kills, for example, and so on. So later we could add, for example, how many transport did a user use, or how many buildings he built, and who built the better building, and so on. So this is the first one. The second, we are also going to start integrate advertisement inside the stream. So when we will make some highlights video and upload these videos on the YouTube, for example, this stream will be with integrated ads. So it's the second. And the third, as I said, we storing all the data, what's happening on all the streams all over the world. So this data could be shared with other businesses with some APIs.
Thank you.
Wow, 25 million in 18 months. It sounds very impressive. Where are you now, guys? And how are you planning to get there?
Thank you. Now we are just launched the project, so we already ready for the first users. We started to connect with first Twitch streamers, asking them to give us a feedback. Also, we have already prepared the scalable solution, so it's not, we don't have any problems with adding, I don't know, 100 of streamers, because all our solution is very easy scalable to the cloud. So the next stage is we need AI developers to working with different games. For example, as I said, we want to take 6 top games, also tournaments in these games. For example, kill 10 players in this game, run, I don't know, 1 minute around this lap in another game, and so on. So some tournaments, they will be inter games.
Cool. What are the assumptions behind the $25 million number? How many customers are you estimating for that? What's the average revenue per client? I'm sure you must have some assumption behind the number, right?
Yes, it's not in the presentation, but we have calculated, as I said, for example, if we take 1% of all the streamers around the world, and from them only 3% will pay for premium account. So it is only by there we will take 25 million. So it's not even calculated with selling ads and selling data. So.
Okay, if you do that, it would be unbelievable, amazing.
Okay, thank you very much.
Tom, can you give us maybe just one make you know, your customers basically to switch from free model to premium? I guess the question is, what is that differentiates you from, you know, many analytical tools that are trying to enter or are already in market?
Excuse me, can you please repeat, because I hadn't heard the first part of the question.
Sorry, is my sound okay, or this is just
little bit, but you can just repeat. I hope I will get it.
My question is, what is that will make your clients switch from free to premium model? Mm-hmm. What is that differentiation point that makes you different from those existing analytical tools that, you know, surround the gaming ecosystem already?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I got it. Thank you. So I think that at first we will have separated some analytics, for example, some very basic things like how many kills, how many time did he live in the game, and so on. And we will have some very strong, based on neural networks and some analytics that cost something for us also running on the cloud. So we will separate it like that. So some very human-like analytics, like, as I said, aggressiveness, some maybe stealthiness, or maybe accuracy or creativity. So something very human-like analytics. So I think that it first will be in a premium. As a second, we will have some tournaments. Some will be very basic, and some will be for premium users. So maybe with biggest prizes or something like that. And the third, I think that we will more customizable recording of highlights. Highlights is the best moments of the stream in game. So for basic users, for example, we have only 3 minutes in a day, for example, but advanced user could record all his streams, and we could take much more video content for him.
Thank you so much, Artem. I'm sorry that time is up. I understand that the question about 25 million revenue is very interesting, but we need to give time to another startups. You can continue chatting with Artem during our event. And our next startup is from Israel. And I'm very much excited to present Albo. This is artificial intelligence for a carbon neutral world. So let's greet carbon neutral world, and let's ask Chili how he is going to do that.
Wait, please.
Hi. We see your presentation.
Yeah, I don't, I will leave, I think. I can't.
Yeah, but we'll
she introduced you with such energy. We have high expectations of you right now.
Okay, Ivo, Jilly, we don't hear you. Ivo. We see your presentation.
Now, I hope now you can see me. You can hear me.
Ooh, yes, we can see and we can hear. So we can start.
So sorry for that.
That's fine.
So climate change, sorry for that, is one of the biggest challenges we face. If we don't reverse it, we will see more natural disaster, pandemics, and poverty in the coming years. Luckily, trees are the best tools we have to fight climate change, as is the simplest and cheapest way to remove CO2. But someone needs to pay for it. Corporations and governments recognize this, and that is why they came up with the carbon credit market. The carbon credit market allows companies to take responsibility for their emission and to buy credits from green companies or to fund green projects. And yet, the system isn't working. Why? That's because it's very difficult to measure, monitor, and certify carbon offset. And this is what Albo is changing. My name is Gili Bisa, CEO and co-founder of Albo. Albo analyzes satellites imagery using deep learning to reverse climate change and disrupt the carbon credit market for landowners. To disrupt this market, we have brought together an exceptional team of entrepreneurs, scientists, and engineers. Our CTO, Dr. Jacques Amselem, is R&D executive with over 30 years of experience. Our director of AI, Professor Andrei Sharf, is the head of deep learning in Ben-Gurion University, one of the leading universities in Israel. I'm the former managing director of one of the top Israeli accelerators and have over 20 years of executive leadership experience. I live with this. The clock is ticking. According to all experts, we are left with only 25 years until we reach the point of no return. Avoiding it may seem impossible, but it doesn't have to be. We have the technology and we have the vision.
I think he's done.
Yes, I'm done. I'm sorry, we didn't put in here too much details. We were preparing for a 3-minute pitch. So please, I'll be happy to answer any question.
Tell us about business model, about the status of the product. Are you pre or post revenue? Give us the juice, man. Give us the details, please.
Yes, sure. So first of all, this is a $214 billion with a growth of 34%. This is the TAM. We are focusing at the moment, this is the total market, but we are focusing at the moment with the voluntary market, focusing in croplands and nature-based project, is estimated in $50 billion market. We are at pre-seed stage at the moment in our development of our product. We just concluded 2 weeks ago a program in textiles, one of 10 out of 1,000 companies applied. We're one of them and chosen to be the feature company of this program. We got some pre-seed fund in safe mode from Techstart, looking for a seed round. We are a team of 6, by the way, all made of PhDs and professors in every relevant domain: remote sensing, computer science, and deep learning.
Would you eventually try to revive like the red and red plus systems, or would you be able to?
So if we want to be a big company, then at the end of the day, we are technological startups, and we hold expert in every relevant domain. At the beginning, we wanted to take only the portion of the technological, but we took a strategic decision that if we want to be a big company, we will need to replace at the end of the day also the marketplace to enable direct trading between the CO2 emitting companies and the green landowners and the green projects. So we are going to disrupt this market in that direction.
Thank you for your presentation. Could you please tell who is going to be your main target market? Like, to whom you're going to sell first your product, your service?
So we are going to focus mainly at the moment in the territory of the United States and Europe, that is leading this carbon neutral domain. And we are going to focus on big companies, that the technological companies. We are already in negotiation with 3 big companies regarding a paid pilot at the moment. This is something that needs to happen something like 3 months from now.
Thank you.
Alpo, this is Jordan. I must say, you got me so excited at the beginning. I was very happy to hear you, but you left me hungry. You didn't tell me anything, my friend. So I wish you gave me all the basics, the fundamentals, because I'm excited about what you're doing, but I have learned nothing about you today.
So I'm sorry, this was our intention to have a trigger, and we'll be happy to set a meeting and walk you through our investor deck. I'm sorry that I didn't mean to upset you, just to give you a teaser and get you excited to meet us person. We'll provide all the details, I guarantee.
That's all right. No second date for you, that's for sure.
Okay, then time is up, I guess, and I'm excited to invite another startup, the next one. And this startup actually will help other startups to be investable. So, hi, Marcus from Germany, and tell us more about that. I think even all our other startups would be interested in your startup now.
Absolutely. I'm happy to be here. So, well, first of all, hey, my name is Marcus Buck, and I'm the co-founder and head of customer experience here at DoDash. So the private equity market obviously is a global multi-billion-dollar business, but oftentimes it still remains a kind of a poker game. Why? Because the financing process from early on is still characterized by intransparency, as well as information asymmetries and incoherences. Especially early stage investors are facing huge sunk costs due to the great demand of market research, as well as the individual analysis of scattered startup information. Those direct and indirect losses account to around $37 billion a year. But not only investors struggle to analyze the associated risks that come with startups. Actually, startups still have difficulty finding funding on time. 40% of all startups fail because they don't have enough runway, with financing processes taking 6 to 9 months. Another 50% still fail because of other reasons, such as lack of market need or the wrong team composition. With DoDash, we make startups investable and at the same time help investors make data-driven decisions. To do this, we launched our global startup community platform on April 29th, and since then organically grew to over 1,800 users from more than 80 countries in the world. By gaining global access to startup-related networks, knowledge, and resources, we first help startups to get to the point of investability. Furthermore, we are able to secure global and strategic partnerships, and meanwhile also increase the top of our funnel to actually overcome the typical chicken egg problem. On top, this approach already allowed us to obtain validation for our actual investability platform, and at the same time also derive hundreds of data points in order to be able to teach our AI engine. Next up that is what DoDash is all about, because with our private capital tool with integrated AI and machine teaching, we can actually streamline and shorten the lengthy due diligence process for startups and investors by up to 40%. Founders receive a fully automated and visual feedback on their investability as soon as they upload all the needed data for due diligence to their own structured and secure data room, because the best due diligence always starts with a good self-diligence. With our strong focus on the customer experience, we want to enable our main target group, the founders, to realize their strategic missions and KPIs. Our gamification elements motivate them to update their data regularly. This in turn leads to more transparency and trust for investors, because our platform can become the single source of truth, as it includes all the necessary functions from early deal sourcing to transparent due diligence using an integrated CRM. And our research shows that DoDash is currently the only company in the world that covers the entire value chain of a startup investor relationship with data points and interactions. Our team has over 50 years of founding and over 20 years of investor experience with networks all over the world. And we all share the intrinsically motivated goal, making startups investable. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Marcus. Any questions?
Is somebody in your team has real experience in of working in venture capital?
Yes, two of my co-founders have actually been, they've by now created a family office. They've screened over 4,000 companies and invested in more than 50 of them themselves. And this is why they realized those problems happening all over the world.
Can you show the team, please, again?
Yes, sure. This is the team. As you can see on our advisory board, we also have huge LPs sitting, as well as the president of UPS Germany, AmCham, some really high people that were tackling our idea for the past 2 years. LPs, VCs, business angels, really trying to punch hole all aspects of our idea until we got to this point here.
That's very interesting. I mean, it would be interesting for us to use the platform as well. But can I ask you, obviously, so for example, as part of our due diligence process, we call the clients of the company, and this is not something that can be automated. So in the 40% reduction of the time that you need in order to conduct a due diligence, what do you guys can automate? Which are the classic tasks that you can automate? Just reading the financial model and summarizing the Excel? I mean, what do you practically do?
So in the end, we're having a so-called triangulation method. So we're getting the voluntary disclosure, all the information that they upload into the structured data room, where we also educate them what type of content is needed for due diligence. We source our community platform and third-party sources, specific ones, put them through our cognitive model, and in the end, textualize and contextualize all the information and give a summary report of all the information that otherwise an analyst has to do. The reason why we only say up to 40%, because actually we want to give investors more time to evaluate the personality of a founder, because that's something an AI can't do. We can estimate roughly what is the personality of that founder, but we want to give investors more time for that important aspects and not going through thousands of documents in the manual process.
And would it be more useful for Series B, Series C, or also for seed stage?
To be honest, it's especially useful for early stage investors, because as a VC at a later point, you have already lots of information at hand, but especially the early investments are characterized by lots of information asymmetry and a lack of information availability.
Last question, as a potential client, how much does it cost, the solution?
For investors, a yearly subscription fee costs 12,000. For startups, only 120. And that also leads us to an overall TAM with 300 million startups and 30 million investors of $512 billion. So just with 0.1%, so every 1,000 startup or investor, we would still end up with an annual revenue of $500 million US.
Sure.
Do you have clients already?
So again, on our community platform, roughly 5% are investors, 70% are founders. We're building all those processes that we just showed already in interim solutions to collect all the data. We have 250 applications we need. Our goal is to get 1,000 applications before we launch the platform or in the meanwhile, so that we can already start teaching our AI engine on that. But we also are making first minor revenues to the community platform as a second revenue stream to come in.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Marcus. Time is up. Thank you.
Thanks.
So I'm excited to invite our next startup from Germany. Yeah, this is Helger, and Helger invented the way how to rate company with the fair artificial intelligence. So tell us more about it.
Thank you, Marina. Hi, everybody. Welcome to RealRate. RealRate is a rating agency using explainable artificial intelligence. We create fully automated and explainable company ratings. The problem we address: classical ratings are expensive, and most importantly, they are biased because the rating agencies are being paid by their clients. This conflict of interest is a threat for the whole economy, fostering economic crisis. Solution: explainable AI, of course, can resolve this fundamental problem. RealRate offers fair company ratings based on explainable artificial intelligence. The best rated companies can purchase a reel of approval. The product: we use our self-developed AI software. As an input, we take the published balance sheet data of the company's annual business reports. Our software then generates an interpretation and a nice colored graph showing the real causes and effects of the company's financial strengths. So after just 2 minutes, you are able to interpret the company's financial strengths instead of having to read 200 pages of the business report. We do not provide product ratings, but company ratings used to strengthen the company's brand. The business model, that's a quite simple one. It's a B2B business model. We offer RealRate seals of approval to the best rated companies. RealRate is paid per rating seal sold. A seal costs 8,000 euros each and is valid for 1 year until the next rating. So the RealRate business model is highly standardized and scalable. Reports are generated automatically. Competitors: these are the big 3 ones: Standard & Poor's, Moody's, and Fitch. Their ratings are interactive and commissioned. In contrast, RealRate performs external ratings of a whole industry and is fully automated, generating hundreds of rating reports in an instance. Some milestones: RealRate was founded 4 years ago. We've been developing our AI software since. We went live October last year, and just 1 month after that, we won our first customers. So next is scaling up. For the next year, we will enter the US market. And the 3-year target is selling 100 seals per year, meaning revenues of 800,000 and a profit of approximately 500,000. Let me just mention some awards. So this March, RealRate was elected as one of the most promising German AI startups. Just some days ago, our software was announced winner of the PyTorch Artificial Intelligence Hackathon with more than 2,500 submissions, so that's quite an honor. And later this month, RealRate will be announced most innovative, fully transparent AI ratings provider by EU Business News. So my name is Holger Bartel. I'm CEO of RealRate. I'm joined by Harald. He's a CMO and CTO, and he's a fintech founder also. We are being advised by Professor Kraft. He's professor at Coburg University. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Holger. Any questions?
Can you tell about your traction? Probably I did not hear.
Yeah, so we have a first revenue. We have 3 customers, each paying 8,000 euros per seal. And this is with just going live in the German market and rating German life insurers. And next will be many more industries and countries.
Okay, thank you.
Just in terms of bias. I think you were talking about other offerings. Can you explain why your system has less bias or no bias in comparison?
You know, artificial intelligence is becoming more and more important, like self-driving cars or banks giving a credit based on an AI rating. But there's always the question, why? And is it fair? Or was there some discrimination by gender or race or nationality or something like that? And this only can be answered if you can provide an explanation. And that's exactly what explainable AI is used for. So we have these graphs with the input quantities on the top and the output quantity on the bottom. On the bottom, you find the economic strength. And you can see red and green influences. And so within 2 minutes, you can explain, okay, you got a good rating because you have a high ratio of own capital, but on the other side, you have many hidden losses on your balance sheet. So that's easily done. And it might become very important for banks because there will be a right for the customers to get an explanation why.
The last question? Yes, no?
May I?
Sure.
Hi, Holger. You said your company is not biased like the other big three because you are using external resources, but you are selling seals to 8,000 euros to companies still, not the individuals that would like to have information, in the unbiased information about these companies. So don't you think that this is also a conflict of interest that you were criticizing at the beginning?
So there's one important point. We are not paid in order to produce a rating. We are going and starting and rating, for example, all German insurers. And afterwards, we approach the best ones. And of course, then they have to pay. Still, there's no conflict of interest. Next year, it could be a different company being the best. And the companies themselves, they use the seal. Indeed, they put it on the very top of their homepages in order to show their customers that the customers can trust them and they build up a strong brand, and which is very nice because we are still a startup. They are making advertisement for real rate at the same time. So that's our way to solve the chicken egg problem.
I understand, but still I'm thinking that this is still a conflict of interest because the company might, I don't know, if I'm the follower of several companies and I would like to see which ones are good as an investor, I don't want you selling your seals to that companies because same question may arise saying that, well, maybe, I don't want to say that one, but maybe this bank is paying you 8,000 per seal because it would like to look nice, rather than this product could be B2C maybe, and you can provide us, if you would like to see maybe 10 companies, how's their ratings, maybe €100 per company, you can send me the reports rather than the reverse. Did you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. So indeed, we thought about selling the reports. They are quite long. It's a 20-page report, but there's no mean in selling the report because that's a technical document. All they want is a seal and showing it proudly to all other people. Still, you're totally right. There are much more applications we could use this software for, and ratings is just one, but we're focusing on this one. For example, we could indeed make solvency or credit ratings for individuals. That could be an interesting part for banks because they have to do internal ratings in order to judge their own clients. That's another possibility too. So there are more applications to come. We will focus on the ratings markets first.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much, Helge. Your time is up. I'm excited to introduce another startup from Sweden. It's called Unbiased, and it offers a transparent and trustworthy data platform. So everything about transparency and business and honesty to the eyes. So hi, Sukesh.
Hi. Can you hear
we
me?
see your presentation already.
Yes, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So let's get started. So thank you, everyone. My name is Sukesh. I'm the CEO and founder of Unbiased. So as Marina mentioned, we offer a transparent and trustworthy data platform for AI industry. So today, AI industry faces three main problems: access to quality and trustworthy data sets, ethical AI issues, bias, fairness, and privacy, and data provenance and regulatory issues. So we at Unbiased are building a one-stop shop platform. As you can see on the screen, it kind of depicts an AI pipeline on a very high level. So starting from data collection to data annotations to actually building a model. So what we are doing is we are using blockchain technology to bring ethical aspects like trust, transparency, privacy, and security to the blockchain industry, or AI industry, sorry. So let's look at our services. So this is our first service that we are offering currently. So it's a data collection service. So imagine there is a data scientist who is building an image recognition algorithm. So he needs a data set of 20,000 images which contain traffic signs in India. So today he can go to like Google, or he can find a service provider who can source this data. But he can't rely upon that data, or like he isn't sure like if those pictures are actually accurate, or are they from India or not. So now he can come to the platform, he can create a request, he can pay the fees, and then our crowd using our mobile apps can source this data in real time. One thing that is happening behind the scenes is that each and every action that is taking place on the platform is being recorded on blockchain. So at the end of the day, he's getting a data set, he's getting a certificate that he can trust, that he can show to regulators. He's also getting insights and analytics, and he's also helping out people in different parts of the world. So our certificate can provide provenance information, but also it can increase the value of a given data set. It actually creates a return of investment. When you want to sell this data set to someone else, they can go and check on blockchain and trust this data set. We also provide ethics as a service, as RealRate previously presented. So what we do is we start at the beginning. So we take a data set as an input and we provide a simple analysis. By just looking at the data set, we provide whether this data set is going to be biased or not. Is this fair, or is it equally distributed or not? So that's quite simple. And we can support like HR recruitment and loan processing algorithms already today. We offer a data marketplace as well. As it says on the screen, now you can train your AI model and solve problems using data you cannot see. Any other data marketplace, you can buy and sell data, but in our data marketplace, you don't have to give away your data, but you can still extract value, which means now your data value increases by 50 times or more. We are currently evaluating a mobility use case where they want to sell data from the cars, and they want to increase new revenue or build new revenue models for the automotive companies. We are currently exploring a partnership with an automotive company here. Our revenue model is simple. We provide a platform. We collect a commission-based fees. So our fees vary from 10 to 45%, kind of depending on the service. If it's a marketplace, it's 10 to 25%. If it's a annotation or data collection service, it's 35 to 45%. Our advantage is pretty straightforward. We provide a trustworthy and transparent solution. Our solution is one-stop shop, and we provide privacy-preserving tools, so you don't have to worry about regulations and so forth. Traction-wise, we were awarded as the best AI and machine learning startup in Sweden last year, and we are also one of the finalists in the Nordic region. Team, we have 15 plus people today, 6 people here in Sweden, the core team, and then we have a 9 people development and marketing team in India. We are also supported by NVIDIA, Swedish Blockchain Association, DMS Accelerator. I'm also the chairman for Swedish Blockchain Association, so we have those channels to reach out to wider audience. Today, we are in the process of launching our alpha version in the next 2 weeks. We launched beta back in the March. We're currently fundraising. So if you're interested, please reach out. I will drop my details in the chat. And also, we already secured 15% of the current round as well. That's it. Thank you. And in God we trust, and all others bring data to the table. Thank you very much.
Thank you. 2 minutes for questions and answers.
So I'm going to put forward a quick summary. So if anyone has any questions, they can also look through the summary as well.
Yes. Can you tell us more about your traction?
Yes, sure. So we launched our beta version back in the March to collect feedback. So we're still pre-revenue in that sense. So we don't have financial traction yet, but like in terms of recognitions and appreciations, we have quite many today.
Okay. And the country of your registration is Sweden?
Sweden, yes. We are headquartered in Sweden, but we have a team in India as well.
No, I mean the company registered in Sweden.
Yeah, the company is registered in Sweden, yes.
Okay.
Any other questions?
How much money are you raising?
Well, I don't think I should be telling that according to what Marina mentioned, but I can definitely...
Yeah, we cannot mention any because of our public event format.
Is it Gary who asked the question?
Yes, it's me.
Okay. I'm gonna write to you in private.
Okay.
Anyone else? Any questions?
If there are no questions.
Maybe I can just do a quick announcement at the end.
No, I'm sorry because the time is up.
Okay, no worries. Thank you very much.
Yeah, we need to invite the last startup for today. So, and welcome a startup from Lithuania and called Legions. This is a deep learning for automated heart ultrasound examination. So please tell us more about your startup.
Exactly, yeah, thanks for having me today. I remember that back in med school, my professors told me that people are usually afraid of cancer. However, they end up dying from cardiovascular diseases. It is not a secret that cardiovascular problems is still a #1 killer in the world. Every year we get millions of new cases that cost our economies billions of euros. However, many of these diseases can be prevented with timely diagnosis, and the first method of choice here is the heart ultrasound imaging. Now, notice how this doctor is holding a tiny little probe in her hand and then places that probe on a chest of her patient and gets these two-dimensional moving images on a display of an ultrasound machine. At the same time, she's working a lot of that keyboard to perform all of the measurements manually. And in fact, this procedure takes a lot of time. It takes from 30 to 90 minutes to complete, and it's basically mostly manual work. Moreover, a physician must be a very skilled one, had a lot of expertise in the field. And the bottleneck is that patients are forced to wait for 5 weeks in order to get admitted to a hospital for this examination. Now, our solution is quite simple. We're using a deep learning neural network that is capable of recognizing different standard heart ultrasound image views and then perform all of these measurements without human input. So basically, instead of having to do the examination for 30 minutes of all the manual measurements, you can now do it in 5 minutes by skipping the measurements. We're integrating our solution into picture archiving communicating systems. Those are basically large platforms where hospitals use them to store their medical data, medical images, to open whatever they want and to share them. We sell our solution to hospitals, however, end users are the cardiologists. We sign a 3-year contract, charge for installation, and a support fee. What sets us apart from our competitors is that we're focusing on the full heart ultrasound examination protocol, whereas our competitors, they're doing only fractions of it. The traction up to this point is, well, we are actually a very recent company. We just launched last year. However, we have already secured our pre-seed funding round of 360,000 euros, and we're moving forward with installations in various different hospitals. At the same time, we're doing the regulatory approval to obtain the first CE mark of our software, and we're integrating in more and more PACS developers, for example, Arteries and GE Healthcare. We plan to launch into the market next year around April or May. Meet our team members. What is unique about our team is that we're comprised of medical doctors and people who have also had previous experience in deep learning projects. And that makes us, guys who know exact pain points in the healthcare system and how to tackle them with AI. So thank you very much for your attention, and I'd be happy to answer your questions.
You said you start next April. it means that you start to sell your product, and now you have just pilots, or what?
Yes, the product is undergoing this regulatory approval, so you cannot sell medical device without the approval. So as soon as this approval is done, it's okay to go. We're launching into the market at the same time.
Okay.
Is there any indication that some of the trials will convert into sales?
Yes, that is actually in the Netherlands. There are 2 hospitals, and we're looking forward to working with them more because they actually have the need of such solution, because the workflow of their cardiology clinic fits our business model.
Hi, this is Danny. Sorry, I missed the intro earlier. How did you arrive at the price of your solution? Is it benchmarked? And if not, how did you arrive at that price?
Yeah, it's basically a benchmark. Well, we looked how much actual objective value we create for a hospital. So we saw that if you make around 16 patients a day without AI, and you can have, the procedure made in 5 minutes, it means 6 times faster. However, you have a patient cap because patients are waiting for 5 weeks, so you cannot admit 6 times more. You will most likely admit 5 times more. And then we just calculated the difference, and then we just take a fraction of the objective value we create.
What are your competitors charging? Do you know that?
With the competitors, it's very tricky because almost none of the competitors have a regulatory approved device, and they only have a very small fraction of the measurements done. And some of them only sell their algorithms, their software, to larger players like GE Healthcare, so they don't go into hospitals.
Do you, sorry, you providing hardware and the software?
We provide software only.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Are you regulatory approved by this point?
No, as I've told before, we're running the regulatory approval, and it is expected to be granted by TÜV Rheinland in Germany in April or May next year.
Have you started with FDA?
Yes, the FDA process is quite simple. We'll be launching the solution with 510K pathway. So there are already some devices on the market, but after some time, we'll add on more functionality, and we'll be doing the full FDA approval for de novo application.
Are there any use cases and feedback from real doctors or hospitals that you have?
Currently, we have installations in one hospital in Australia, several hospitals in Lithuania, and we plan to install those other hospitals in the Netherlands. The solution is not at very large scale right now, but it is expanding because we had to pay a lot of time for integration itself. So we expect to have the first feedback in a couple of weeks.
A question regarding your trials, so to speak. They seem to be a bit scattered from a geographic perspective. And what was wondering, what's the focus on once you roll out and launch? Do you have a geographic area, and with how many potential hospitals are you in discussion? As in my experience, it can take quite a while to get it tested and get the trust from the different stakeholders.
Yes, historically it was like this. We had our first partner in Singapore that had a hospital who wanted, the solution like this in Australia. So we started there. However, since we have better connections in Europe, then we're starting to launch, clinical trials in the Netherlands, Latvia, Lithuania, because we're more connected to there. From the perspective, of sales and going into business, I mean, Europe is the go-to market because especially Western Europe has a better workflow suited for our solution. Therefore, we plan to stick with it.
Thank you very much. Time is the time is up, and that was our last startup. So I will remind our jury that you have still 1-2 minutes to finish your voting, to go through all startups, to maybe reconsider where necessary, or to finalize somewhere where it's not finalized. So, and I'm excited to pass the word to Anna. Anna, hi.
Yes, hi Marina. Great job, startups. And we have such a wonderful expert board today that is pretty representative, right? We have almost all countries of Europe especially like different parts of Europe, which is really interesting. And we have a special poll for you. Girls, can we have a poll published? Please take a second and choose the industries that you think have the most investment potential nowadays from your perspective view. We had done this poll already in Africa, Asia, Australia, and now we are in Europe and would like to know what does Europe think about it. And I will tell you some insights that I learned from previous events.
It says hosts and panelists cannot vote.
Girls, yes, I can see that. Girls, what's the problem? Can you fix this? Yes, sorry, it's online. Sometimes it happens, so no worry about it. Yep, you just choose the industry that you believe in the most as an investor and push submit. Okay, and we have also an announcement from our network VC California Seed Fund. Alexander, can you tell us what will the winner get of today's battle besides presenting AI industry from European region in our finals?
Anna, you mean from our VC house?
Absolutely.
Yes. So usually we invite the winner of every battle to our VC house, and there we can, in our deal flow room, we can talk to the startup 45 minutes approximately, so we can go deeper. And this is another opportunity for the startup to talk to VCs and for VCs to understand more about the startup. So if you are still not a part of our exclusive community, join us and come to our next meeting. Besides it, we'll have the meeting on Friday with the winner of South America agnostic battle. So if you're ready, just tell us. Anna?
Yes, thank you, Alexander. And I see you already have the winner. Marina, can you announce us who are those wonderful guys who received the most votes from our juries today? Marina, we don't hear you. Please unmute yourself.
I'm in. So, okay, let's start from the third place. And the third place winner for today is an amazing company who helps the startups to be more investable. This is DoDash.
Oh, wonderful. Yes, and who is number two?
Number two is Neo Sound Intelligence with their AI solution for analytics of the calls.
Wow, congratulations.
Again. I don't know if you want to say something, the startups who won, if you want to say, you have your moment of glory.
Did I spoil it? We already published results at our event page. I wanted to show it.
Okay.
Okay, are you ready to announce number one?
The winner for today is Legends.
Yep, everyone. Nice. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
And I see, Anna, that we have Neo Sound the most, the greatest number, the biggest number of likes from our participants today, 7 likes.
Yes, yes, absolutely. So he got the audience award from us, which is good because like in our guests, we mainly have the business angels. So it means that he has really good investment potential. All right. So guys,
very close. Legends and Neo Sound, they were very close really by the evaluation. So it's just a little bit of difference, but our juries chose the winner like this. But they are really very close.
Congratulations.
Probably Legends won because his it is AI and health tech startup in one hand. Yeah.
Yes, but let's look at our poll. Can we have the results published so everyone can see? Look at this. Okay, it's an AI battle. So you all guys believe in AI. And the second one is health tech, you see, and third one is deep tech, and then only fintech. Okay, which is really interesting because what I learned from media is that European mostly over the last 5 years invest mostly in fintech. Then second goes clean tech, which is ag tech, biotech, renewables, and things like that. Then third place is for AI, software, and robotics. Then goes hardware, and then the mobile. I would like to hear your opinion. Do you believe in our expert board that the AI is the first one, or do you believe in what media tells us? What can you tell us?
I can tell Anna that we just did not add clean tech in our poll. So.
Well, do we? Well, you're the boss. You tell us, we'll do that. And I thought it's like different. Like from my perspective of you, it's kind of people that invest in life science and biotech. They do not usually invest in ag tech, and clean tech is like.
But you said it's number 2 in Europe, clean tech.
Yeah. So somehow it is united under like the number, the name clean tech. Yeah.
Yeah, Anna, can I say a couple words?
Yeah, sure. You're not European though, but yes, Gary, of course, sure. But you know everything about AI.
I lived in Russia and I'm Greek American. I'm close.
You like moussaka, right?
Yes, I do. And spinal cord So, I mean, from my perspective, and I lived in London for quite some time too. So from my perspective, you know, in terms of, you know, just talking about AI, I mean, the thing that we need to talk about is the transportability of the AI models. And literally, because of the amount of data across all vertical markets, AI is critically important. So machine learning, deep learning, neural networks, it's going to be critically important. So the companies, and it was great to see the companies today that have started to address those kind of issues. But we need to focus on, it's not just about clean tech. This is the engine. The clean tech's the car. This is the engine behind it to help make these things run. And as we get this more and more data, the amount of data is doubling every year, right? We've got a tremendous amount of data to analyze. So it's, if you have artificial intelligence in there, you've got a good chance that you're going to be able to deal with that particular vertical market in that particular area. So, you know, AI just happens to be one of the engines. It's really a category in and of itself.
Yeah, thank you, Gary, for sharing that. But Massimo, what can you tell us? What does Italy believe in the most? You're muted. Girls, can you unmute Massimo, please?
Yeah.
Yep.
So nowadays, AI is on the mouth of every people. So I think that sometimes we have maybe too high expectation from AI. So at the moment, I see that interesting as a tool in order still to support decision and to optimize a certain part of the production, for instance, in quality control, etc. But you know, I'm seeing a lot of projects on AI. They are very similar to one another, and the only one I see at a certain level of development today are the one related to image processing. For instance, we have an example nowadays, rather than language processing. What still is not so developed is in building an interaction with the user that is really seamless, like in terms of human behaviors. And this is going to be the next, one of the next frontiers to me. But that's why I'm also interested in AI, of course.
Thank you, Massimo. And Frederick, if I may ask you, what does Northern Europe and corporate sector thinks about investing in? What would you like refer to the most, like AI startups or clean tech startups or
yeah,
fintech?
no, in Europe, as you point out, Anna, it's very much focused on clean tech startups, you know, and sustainability. It is in focus, and with many companies, our own company, you know, came out with a new sustainability strategy the other week, where we're going to reduce our emissions with 50% of CO2. That is a lot of focus. I mean, Norway as a country has committed to become carbon neutral as a country, meaning that, you know, they're still a big oil producer as well. And all the oil companies there are committing to also be carbon neutral in the future. So there is a lot of focus on that. So there's a lot of startups coming out within that area. So I would say not that AI is not important. It's of course happening at the same time, but clean tech and sustainability is the big focus.
Okay, thank you. I'm really happy to hear that, because I do really believe that we have responsibility before our children and our grandchildren to give them opportunity to swim in the clean rivers and breathe clean air. Yes, I'm really happy. Roman, we really missed you at our battles. Can you please tell us, you're building bridges between Eastern and Western Europe, if I may say so, but what do you believe in ICO Ventures? What industry will be our next star industry?
Well, thank you, Anna. I've been missing you as well. It's been quite some time. Well, basically, from where we sit and come from Ukraine, we tend to focus more and more on deep tech and AI. And the reason for that is that the technological background, the engineering background of the developers and engineers here in Ukraine just simply give some competitive advantage, we believe, over some of the engineering talents that in other regions, in terms of you know, balance of quality and affordability. And you know, we're just contributing and trying to contribute to building the startup and investor ecosystem here in Ukraine, so that this could be, you know, exported and applied globally. So this is where we focus, and we do believe, you know, there is a comment of AI data sets being interchangeable. We see that issue as well, that every company in the AI and machine learning field, you know, is trying to collect their own data sets and even create the artificial data sets, synthesizing the data. You know, all of this at some point, you know, should somehow become you know, a commodity in our sense, and many applications for the AI should just have at some point access to the data sets. So I don't know if the world is moving that way, but we would love it to see it moving that way.
Yes, we trust our computers. Do they trust us? That's the question, right? Yeah, and Owen, you said that you're from Luxembourg, right? If I'm not mistaken. What about Luxembourg? What's your favorite industry to invest in from like center of Europe? You see everything.
So our fund is from Luxembourg, but yeah, we invest across the world really. And I'm originally from the US. And actually, I think what was mentioned earlier is really pretty accurate. Like AI is very much a tool. I don't think there's a single company in our portfolio that doesn't either have an AI component, or even at like the earliest stages, they are actively accumulating the data to be able to apply AI. So there's almost always like this balance between having the right algorithms that are proprietary and having data that's proprietary. But for every industry, that is, just like Roman mentioned, that is it's game changing, and there are just more and more industries now where enough data is being generated to push that forward. So I thought it was actually funny that manufacturing got 0 votes. It's a tough industry to break into, but it's the industry that right now is generating the most data. I mean, data centers are just flooded with data from all sorts of devices that never had the kind of the presence and the ability to gather the data that we now have. So we're looking at all these, like every different industry. We're pretty agnostic, but we're pushing towards clean tech in the sense that because we invest within the UN SDGs. And actually, while I have a bunch of investors around the table, I want to encourage everybody, anyone that's thinking about impact investing, to use and help us flesh out what impact means within a financial investor's framework. Because it's hard to do without having an army of analysts to help you flesh out ESG performance targets. So we're using the UN SDGs as an open channel, and it allows startups to push in that direction. So again, let me know if anyone wants to work on that with me.
Thank you, Owen, for sharing that with us. And I just wanted to ask Luca if he's with us. Luca, do you hear us? I wanted to hear how does it look from the UK, the world of
Sure. For us,
European investment, yeah.
Yeah, as I mentioned at the beginning, we're very much focusing in adding a couple of investment in the AI. But what we mean by AI is not just AI having on the deck. We want to make sure that the whole process is automated. And usually we look at industries such as synthetic data. We have one company in our portfolio, but we're looking to add another one that was mentioned before as well. It's a mega trend. There are 7-8 interesting companies now in Europe, and I think it's going to shape the future. We're also looking at quantum computer very actively, but it requires a high level of expertise. So for example, myself, I'm not a technical profile, and we have a person in the team who's reading the code and is reading the white papers as well. So that's the main thing with AI, that you need to very much be capable of distinguishing the BS from the real things. And we were discussing this argument with Gary a couple of days ago, actually, on his show. And so he can probably tell you more about it as well. It's not an easy task as an early stage investor, especially if you don't have a technical background, but hopefully you can surround yourself by people that are experts on the matter.
Yeah, I know Gary is a superstar in AI, but I wanted to hear your perspective of view. For me, UK is associated with the fintech. Is it like shifting right now?
Is the European capital of fintech, actually the global capital of fintech in terms of funding, especially in London, because you have this special feature of having engineers and finance industry in the same city, while for example in US you have New York with the financial center, and the technologies companies are in the West Coast. In London it's all in the same place. But I would say that there are also many particularly strong companies in the artificial intelligence space coming out from Cambridge, Oxford. So I would say that the environment in UK is pretty complete, and it's not by random that it's still the country in Europe with the higher number of investments, and even in terms of amount and rounds. So I think it's going to stay like this after Brexit. AI and fintech are the two strongest industry. Probably when it comes to software services, Germany and France are equally strong. But yeah, I would say that AI is also a trend in UK.
Thank you, Luca, very much. What I love about startups that it doesn't recognize any borders. So like this industry is about open world, innovations for everyone and without any borders. And so no Brexit is needed for startups to be the citizens of the whole globe. Right, Alexander?
Yes, Anna. And I think you want me to ask you about what will be our next events.
Do you believe that people will believe it's not a setup? But I can tell you, I know what our events will be. So we are going to South America to explore fintech in South America. And everybody is, of course, welcome to join us. And then we go into North America. And it will be a general battle, industry agnostic, but there are some really wonderful, exciting surprises. So please log in. You can see us on our channel in YouTube. But if you want to participate in our battle, you have to be live with us in Zoom. So everybody is welcome. And of course, I would like to extend my invitation to everyone to mark your 20th of November in the calendar. Join us for our Unicorn Cup. Marina, thank you very much for this wonderful battle. Thank you all, guys. It's always a pleasure to see you. You always make my day brightest. Jordan said, and he said it about startups, I really appreciate judges as well. Thank you all for coming. It was a great battle. Great to see you.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
As always.
Marina. See you next time at any of our battles, and I'm responsible for the European ones. So hope to see you again soon.
Sounds great. Thank you.
Likewise. Sounds great. Great.
Thank
you. Great meeting.
Thank you. Have a nice evening.
Thanks again.
Bye
Thanks,
bye.
Alexander. Thanks, Anna.
Bye.
Thank you. See you all.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
See you soon.
Goodbye. Thank you.
Thank you.